My first visionary is Michael Ajakwe Jr. He is a personal friend of mine and a very inspiring guy. He's an Emmy award-winning TV writer and producer. He's written or produced on TV shows like Entertainment Tonight, Talk Soup, Soul Food, The Parkers, Martin, Moesha, Sister Sister, Eve, and Love That Girl. And he's also produced 3 one-hour episodes of the Unsung series, Denise Williams, Ray Parker Jr., and Sly and the Family Stone. He's also an award-winning produced and published playwright. And he's the executive director and founder of the Los Angeles Web Series Festival. And that's what I talked to him about in this interview. So let's meet Michael Ajakwe Jr. Welcome, Michael.
Oh, thank you, Lori. Glad to be here.
It's only 2 days away. What's on your mind?
Well, we're just doing a lot of last-minute things, trying to get everything together so that we can have a successful festival. We're at a hotel now. We're at the Radisson. We were at a small theater for 2 years, so a lot more to do. But I have a great team of people helping me out and helping me to make sure this thing turns out to be successful yet again.
How did you get the idea to do the web festival?
Well, Laura, I'm a television writer, producer myself, and I discovered the whole web series thing back in 2007. 2008, I spent a whole year just studying web series, and I jumped in the market in 2009 and made a web series at my house in Sherman Oaks. And I just thought these things were I was fascinated by what you can do in such a short amount of time, this whole new form of entertainment, which is not like television or not like film or theater. It's operating on a much shorter time frame, which is under 10 minutes. And the challenge of telling a story in under 10 minutes, which I like challenges. So I thought it was great, and I liked the freedom of it. And so I just said, somebody should get us together. I kept saying, somebody needs to get us all together and just show what we're doing. And then at the end of the year, I didn't see anything. I said, well, maybe I can do it. I'm a producer. I've done stuff before. What does it involve? It involves a screen. It involves printing, social media. Okay, I can do that. I have those resources, access to those resources, and that's how it started, really. Just one guy saying, let me just try this. I thought it was a local thing, LA, New York, Chicago maybe. I had no idea it was happening all over the country, these web series that are being made. And then I found out it was global. It's happening all over the world, which I think is great.
So what gives you the impetus, the impulse to follow your vision? You had an idea, and it's kind of a big idea, but you actually followed through and took so many steps to organize so many people to create such a big festival that's grown. It doubled last year. What happened inside of you that you got an idea and you actually acted on it?
Well, I don't think there's anything special about me. I think a lot of people, anyone else could have done this. It's not that there's just me. But I just decided to do it because I'm a producer, and that's what we do. Producers, we're supposed to produce. I've been doing small theater for years, for almost 20 years, and so much of that involves being a self-starter and doing everything and, doing for self. To me, I took the small theater approach to doing this. In fact, I did it in a small theater. It was done in the States 52. You know how they say start where you are? I just started where I was with what I had, and just you grow from there. And that's exactly how it was done. It was not done. We had no budget, we had no money, but we had a vision and we had resources and goodwill. Now here we are at a major hotel, 2 years later. Yeah, the Radisson LAX. So it's just a blessing, and I thank God and all the people that helped me get here. And yeah,
this is giving you something beyond attention or material. What is it doing for you personally, and what have you learned from this experience so far?
Well, I've learned that you shouldn't underestimate anybody. There are a lot of talented people out here in the United States and in the rest of the world: Italy, France, Israel, Mexico, Dominican Republic, Spain, Australia, Canada, New Zealand. These people are amazing. They're very talented. A lot of them just don't have the opportunities to showcase their talent. Maybe they went to college and they weren't able to get a job after college in their field, and so they're doing other things, but that gift is still inside of them, and it comes out in their web series. Some of these shows are amazing. It's humbling. You think you're the baddest guy in the room, and then you see some of these very unassuming looking people, and they're ferocious. Their talent is ferocious. Men and women especially. I'm seeing some women doing incredible things behind the scenes. In fact, this year's festival, we have 2 panels devoted to women who are taking control of their careers. I like the idea of there being no limits. If you have the talent and ability and the drive, you can make it happen on the web right now. I'm just really impressed. I've worked in television and film for 25 years. I've worked in theater for almost 20 years. I've never seen more talented people than the people that are making web series. They're incredible. Their talent is ferocious, and their passion is infectious.
And you're empowering them.
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't even think about it that way when I started, but it really, these people, I've seen people break down and cry. I'm at our award ceremony. They're so happy just to have a place to go and show their work and be appreciated. It touches me. It really does. I had no idea that it was, it makes me feel good to make people happy. And we make, our awards are very different, so we make a lot of people happy. We have no nominations, and we have no limits on how many people can be outstanding in a category. So a lot of people leave our award show very happy, and that makes me happy.
Yes, you do it your own way. Like you said last year, I'm doing it my own way. Hollywood does their one award. I'm going to do it my way. What gives you the confidence to do things your own way?
Hollywood, if you're not careful, you can become a slave to Hollywood's perception or Hollywood's standard of who you are and what you are. And I think being a minority, being an African American, being a black man, plays a role in that. Hollywood, if I listen to Hollywood, I'm on drugs. I'm in jail. I'm a parolee. I'm not intelligent. I can't go to college. If you listen to Hollywood, all I do is tell jokes all day. And I do tell a lot of jokes all day. But Hollywood limits me as a black man, as far as I'm concerned. I don't like to be limited. I never have. And my parents didn't raise me that way. I feel I can do anything. And I know other people. It's not just me, not just because I'm black, but I'm saying that it definitely gives me a perspective when you work in an industry that likes to put a cap on and categorize people and slot them away, and you don't feel like you can be categorized. Then it's a decision. Okay, when it's your turn to do your thing, how are you going to do it? You're going to follow the pattern that's been laid out that says you can only do this, you should stay in your lane. If you're going to start a web series festival, you start the LA Black Web Series Festival because you're black, and that's something like you can't appreciate or discern between a good show if it's not a black show or a non-black show, whatever. And so the festival gives me a chance to do it my way, to do Hollywood the way I wish Hollywood was done, which would be to just judge people based on their ability and their talent, not their gender, not their sexual orientation, not their race or ethnicity. Let the cream rise to the top, man. And at the same time, to me, you don't have to be Picasso or Einstein to exist. You don't have to. Every web series doesn't have to be great. It can be okay. It can be good enough. Most TV shows are terrible. Most movies suck. But it's the few that make everybody else look good. I'm saying suck is probably a harsh word. I mean, every movie is not the artist. Every movie is not Avatar or The Godfather. But it still has a right to exist, just like every television show is not Modern Family or West Wing, but it's still on television. Every web series is not The League of Extraordinary Dancers or Control Z or, Celeste Bright. But it still has a right to exist. And the one thing that TV has and web series have that over film, I would say, the great thing about a web series like television, it can start off weak, but it can get better. It can improve. And that's what these people are about. We have shows in our festival that were, production value was very weak. Some of them were barely watchable when they started. And if you look at them now, they're incredible. They stayed with it. They kept getting better and kept growing. And the production value caught up with the storytelling. The storytelling is what got them in there, but then eventually everything, it's like being on training wheels and growing. So I believe in this community of web series makers all over the country and all over the world, and I think that just like rap music was 25 years ago when people dismissed it, they thought it was just a fad, it wasn't going to last, and what are these guys doing, and they can't play instruments and all that kind of stuff, and it took over. Web series will very soon will be an art form that people are watching, just like television and film and theater. It won't knock them out. It's just going to take its place beside them, as it's doing.
It seems to me that your message is, in general, think for yourself. There's room for lots of different points of view. Not everyone has to be the pinnacle. There's room for different points of view, and that if you work at your craft, whatever it is, you can get better, and it's worth working at. Anything else you would offer to budding visionaries?
Yeah, I would say to budding visionaries, it's okay if people don't get you. It's okay if you don't fit in with the crowd. That doesn't mean you're wrong. It doesn't mean you don't have something to say. And it doesn't mean that the people who don't get you won't come around later on. Because I find that if you just do what you believe in and you can get some traction and become successful in it, even your critics, your haters will come around. At least they'll respect you. I've learned, my number one thing I've learned working in Hollywood, the number one thing I've learned in 25 years is that never underestimate anyone. Never underestimate anyone, because you really don't know what people can do unless given the opportunity. And the second thing is opportunity. You're nothing without opportunity, and you have to allow people the opportunity to succeed or fail in order to really judge what they can do. And I thank God that I've been given a lot of opportunities over the years, and otherwise I wouldn't be here. I mean, no one makes it on their own. Nobody. I don't care if it's Bill Gates or anybody. Everybody. Somebody has to give you a shot. Someone has to help you at some point. The guys that started Apple, someone gave them some money. Someone invested in them, believed in them. I would just say it's okay to be different. It doesn't mean, because I don't think we're better. I just think different is okay. If you have a shot to do something where you can change things, do it. Go for change, because that's what we're doing here, and really just giving people opportunities to be seen who maybe Hollywood ignores. But they won't ignore them for long, because again, these people are the most talented group of people I've ever been around, ever. The people doing web series.
Thank you so much, Mike. Good luck with the festival, and I know it's going to continue to grow. You're, to me, the poster boy of web series, spreading the word on a new medium, really.
Well, thank you very much, Laura. You're sweet, and I appreciate being on your show.
I'm getting high.